What up?
What's up, guys?
Welcome.
To RNC.
Watch TV.
I don't know what that was. Just go with it.
We're being normal. All right. What do we watch?
We're not normal. I mean, so we've been watching a lot of A Murder at the End of the World.
Yes.
I know we've watched other things. I just cannot think of them to save the life or for the life of me.
We have really been trying to finish A Murder.
Or at least catch up, I guess.
Yeah, get caught up.
I thought we would actually be able to finish it, but I didn't realize that we were coming in mid-season. And I'm going to back off the mic. Apologies for the voice of God that you've been hearing for the beginning of this. Anyway.
We are recording the Sunday night, and we are caught up on Hulu as of right now. So I think that's episode 5.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm really liking it, but I have no idea what's happening. Like, I don't... Well, I mean, I know what's happening, but I don't know what the end is going to be. Like, I feel like they're doing a very good job of really kind of jerking you around, and, like, I still think the astronaut lady... I suck at names.
Me too, yeah, but I don't know who you're talking about.
I still think that there's something up with her, because even though it looked like there was an attempt on her life, my guess is at this point, the only thing that I think I may know is that, like, she's somehow going to betray the main character. Because it's awfully convenient that, like, she's the only person that actually lived from, like, a supposed attempt on her life.
Do you think that the billionaire guy is... What is he?
No, I think he's got some issues, like clear issues. I don't even know if Lee has anything to do with it. Like, I feel like the whole passport thing's misdirection. Like, I feel like they're trying to make it look like the astronaut lady's, like, good, and they're painting the billionaire and Lee in an ever more negative light. And I feel like there's intention behind that.
Well, I feel like the billionaire, what's his name? Heron? I don't know, whatever. I feel like they're painting him in a less bad light as of late. Like, trying to clear his name. They gave him a scene where he, like, tried to clear his name. They made him infertile, which is, like, interesting. They said that he knew the whole time it wasn't his son. That whole thing was weird because I'm like...
Lee didn't know that, though.
Lee didn't know that he was infertile or that he knew.
I think they've got some really messed up dynamics as a couple. Like, real messed up. But I don't think he's the ultimate villain. Because they keep portraying enough of, like, his dark side, but it's almost like they're portraying too much of it. Because, like, even at the end when she left, like... the whole, like, ominous, like, goodbye that he gave her. Like, I feel like they're still trying to subtly paint him as a villain.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's subtle.
Not yet.
I don't think they're trying to paint him as the villain, but they're trying to paint him as a villain.
Yeah, he's definitely not one of the I don't even know what word I would use, but he's definitely one of the darker characters.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're setting him up as a darker character for misdirection versus him actually being, like, behind any of the murders. He seems like he's just paranoid and becoming unhinged, but...
Yes, I think he's definitely paranoid. I don't know. What struck me about it is, you know, I lived in San Francisco and I knew people who were, like, tech CEOs and very wealthy. And I don't remember. I did talk to some billionaires. I definitely talked to people who, like, worked for and got investments from billionaires. So I'm not going to claim I'm, like, any kind of expert. I'm certainly not. But I probably have more experience with that world than the average person. And
no, for sure.
It did seem thus far like believable. Like, we know the tech billionaires are doing life extension, like weird life extension therapies.
Yeah.
We know that they're building like bug out shelters. It's very interesting. Like, there's this one guy who's in the Tealverse who is doing this. I actually bought the book, but I haven't read it yet. But essentially, he wants to just have everyone who is like in group leave the United States or leave whatever country they're in and like create their own country. And on the one hand, I think people should be free to leave whatever country they were born in. On the other hand, this idea that like, screw the whole world, like me and my homies are just going to leave you guys to your fate, seems very selfish.
Yeah. And so did you have like...
Well, just that like this guy has created this bunker and is like creating this, robot army to facilitate his survival in the event of global catastrophic climate change, not telling the rest of the world what he knows about the coming climate happenings. Again, it's like, on the one hand, I get it. You don't want to create mass panic if there's nothing that can be done. On the other hand, just taking care of you, yourself, and your chosen people is questionable ethically. So I don't know. I like things that make me think and aren't clear cut, where it's like, these are the good guys, these are the bad guys, this is the moral. Where it's more ambiguous and thought-provoking and like,
it's more real to life.
Yeah, it's true to life that these aren't like, if you find these questions simple, then you're not considering all of the relevant nuance.
Yeah, I have way less experience with the like tech scene, obviously, in like California at least. And but then my thought is way less thought-provoking. My thing is, all this stuff that he's doing as a billionaire was somehow also covered in Silicon Valley. And like, Silicon Valley blew things out of proportion, but ultimately the reason it was so funny is that there was truth in everything from that show. It's for the most part. And so I feel like, yeah, like I can totally see him just being a paranoid CEO that's doing a bunch of questionable stuff, but it's not related to people dying at the location.
I love Silicon Valley, and frankly, when it comes to cultural commentary, like, I vastly prefer that style over a murder. I find humor like way more enjoyable than suspense, or drama, but they're both good. But yeah, I mean, it's just Silicon Valley did such an amazing job, and yeah, it was hyperbolic, but not very much.
Yeah, like there
not
was
by a lot.
a decent bit of truth in most of the stuff in that show, which is why it landed as well as it did, because like it didn't have to change reality very much to portray it in an absolute just absurd, ridiculous way.
Real life is absurd.
Yeah. And Mike Judge is a genius for all of I forgot how many seasons that show ran for. I feel like it ended on the last season wasn't as good as the others, but
yeah, but it
was still
stayed good for a long time.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part thus far of A Murder is the love story between Darby and Bill. It seems the most realistic and not... What am I trying to say? It's subtle and nuanced. It's not like too obvious. It's its own mystery in a way. It's like, what happened, you know?
Yeah, and like especially considering they keep doing the flashbacks, like they're clearly leading up to some kind of revelation in that story as well. So I'm interested to see where that goes.
Or maybe not. Maybe there's no revelation or revelation. Maybe it's just like, again, that would be more true to life in a way. It's just like things happen. It's like some dumb misunderstanding or like someone just changing in some way, you know?
Yeah, and I don't know if I meant like related to the murder revelation, but
No, that's what I mean.
yeah.
Any kind of revelation. It's not usually a revelation that like ends a relationship. It's just something more like benign and asinine than that.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. I don't know. There's the whole mystery part of it. It's like, okay, would she really do that? Like, does that make any sense? And that's kind of annoying.
She's made some very stupid decisions.
Which, again, it's true to life. People
Yeah.
make stupid decisions.
No, like it's easy for me to sit there and be like, why would you do that? But like I'm also not in that situation and haven't really had to be in a situation similar to the events taking place on this show.
Yeah. I'm looking, I think the thing that I want to know more about, more than anything else, personally, is the relationship. Really, Lee, like, what's her deal? What does she want? Why did she make the choices she made? Yeah, that's
Why does she
interesting.
have a passport under a different name?
Yeah, why did she keep her kid's biological father a secret from her husband?
Even though he ironically knew.
Even though he knew. Like, why was she so upset when she found out that he already knew? I mean, in a way I could get it, but in a way it's like, I don't know. That was interesting.
Yeah, I'd say at this point I have more questions and more questions. So I'm interested to see how the next couple of episodes go because apparently it's a mini series, so they're gonna have to start tying up storylines here somewhat soon.
I guess so. Or maybe they'll just leave it all open, which would be annoying. Yeah, here's a good example of like, would somebody really do that? The moment where Lee leaves her bag out, like goes to throw up. It's like, in a way, yeah, I mean, you're overwhelmed with emotion, you're gonna throw up. I guess maybe you would leave that stuff out, but like the people who are like super into infosec and like hacking tend to be very paranoid and like not leave their stuff unsecured, you know? So just that she would have a bag that would just like be open.
Hell, like I'm just a web developer and work from Starbucks, but like the leaps and bounds that I've gone to, like to keep my like laptop on me during restroom breaks and stuff, like nothing like remotely exposed, like I can't imagine leaving a bag out.
Yeah, but anyway, but also like those are, I don't know, these are tiresome thoughts. Anyway,
Yeah,
it's
food for thought though.
Yeah, I mean, there's a Discord where fans talk about the show, so I wanted to catch up so I could participate, and so I'm curious to see what the conversations are like there, and we'll likely report back by next week.
Sounds awesome. You got anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Well, I hope you guys have a lovely week, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.